Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kai-Fi. I'm glad you could be here. If you are new, welcome. This is the Kai-Fi Theory. If you are returning, what's good? You know how we do. I don't have many messages today, so I kind of just want to get straight into it. I'm going to be eventually giving you a tutorial video of how to read the Zin-Finity Board, so I'm going to go straight into it. Starting off with the first message while I get these cards down. The doors involving an empath. That's what the message was about. I don't even know why exactly, but if you are in a moment in your life where doors are either closed or open for you, if it's open, there's a hesitancy, right? If they're closed, there's a rejection of the whole process, right? So this is what this is going to be about. Basically, this first part of the reading is Prima Materia, right? So what that means, we're going to get the who, what, when, where, and why of the situation. And who has to do with you and your loved ones are safe. That's who this is about. This reading is tailored to your mind. The Zin-Finity Board is an elementally energetic grid that flows on a 21-part circuit, housing all aspects of the mind in a still life version. So basically imagine your life on pause, which is basically during this reading, and you see this menu. Now, when I put these cards down, I put the Oracle cards and the regular tarot cards down. I put these cards down, it gives me a perspective of where your mind is. As above, so below, there's a mind above with you, and so below, I painted a picture of what it looks like. So, this is what these cards are about. So, you and your loved ones are safe. New Moon in Cancer. Funny because I am a Cancer sign. And I kind of want to get all three of these cards. So, confidence is the key to your success. Meditate and contemplate, and adjustments are required. So this, let me get some of these cards. Let me get one more. Let me just finish it. So it's who, what, when, where, and why. I have the perspectives of I be, I want, I need, I know, I will, I desire, I love, I do or act, I feel, and I am. So these 15 placements on this board gives you the full scope of everything that's in your mind. So now that I have these first cards out, we're going to get some of these descriptions real quick. So in regards to who, what does it look like? You and your loved ones are safe. New Moon in Cancer. So let someone get a bit closer to you. A new cycle is starting for your children, your child or children. It is time to renew your goals. Have they changed? Meditation will help you banish your insecurities. Spending time near water will bring you peace and answers. So water is about current and flow and movement. So being within the flow of things, instead of trying to control all the outcomes, get you to a place where you didn't even know something like that could happen. So if you try to control the outcomes, of course you're going to get what you want. But that might not be the perfect solution. So my last reading, I said we don't have problems no more, we have solutions. So anybody that says to you that I think you have a problem, no. English is crazy, and that's spell work. That's demonic. They're saying that you have problems, but these people don't understand the full scope of what the words actually do to you. If you have a problem, you have to sit there and try to find a solution. If you have now, you don't have no more problems. You have solutions now. You have a step-by-step guide on how to get past the problem. See? Like, you have to see it the opposite way in order to function with it in a way that you can manage, something that's easy for you. But let someone get closer to you. Maybe they have the plan. Maybe it needs to be edited. Maybe you're not the one who sees the whole full vision. Maybe someone can give you a piece of the vision that puts the picture together. So that's the reason you need to let somebody in. But it's not without boundaries, so that's what keeps you protected. The reason why you're nervous is because you don't believe in your boundaries yet. Believe in your boundaries, and it don't matter where that water flows, where it flows within you, it'll go between the boundaries. So you become that river. Like, I don't know how else to explain that, but yeah. Moving on to what of the situation is confidence is your key to success, and this is New Moon in Leo, so New Moon energy is coming up. So for what? It is time for you to show the world what you got. Shine your light. Have some pride. Spoil yourself. You earned it. You've turned someone's head. Now, This is the moment when they say, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me kind of energy, right? Now, what happens, you like, if you don't feel that way right now, what is the action that you've been hesitant on that would make you get to that place where somebody's looking at you like that? So that's not really the goal, that's ego. But the ego is a dutiful servant. So that can be like your catalyst. Okay, my catalyst is that I know I've succeeded when the heads start to turn to look at me for what I've done in its beauty, right? So yeah, that's what. These are the things that you've been withholding. Before manifestation, there's the creation part of it, and creation is within the spirit, right here. We're going to get over here, that's where, right? But we're going to get over there soon. Alright, so the next energy is for when it involves time. All time is within the mind, but it says meditate and contemplate. This is new moon in Pisces. Face your fears, they may be holding you back. The situation is being healed. It is time to surrender to the divine. Chant Om Namo Narayani, right? Avoid being deceptive or willingly deceived. Now, Om is one of the seed sounds, and that's for the crown chakra. So you can look that up and why that's important for you. I'm not going to really go too much into it because that's kind of like, do we be sitting here all day? I don't got that much time with you, so I got to make it count. This is when though. When you chant, when you are in full action in your divine light, when you are doing these things that you are called to do, even though it doesn't seem like it has any benefit, right? Or any reason. Why am I doing this? This doesn't seem like I should be doing this anyway. There are certain things that you need to do to get extra experience. The puzzle, well, the image is only complete after you keep, stroking the paint, stroking the brush. Alright, so for where adjustments are required, third quarter moon. Now let's get this. Alright, so your life may be out of balance, and this may be causing you issues. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Something new and exciting is around the corner. Trust may be required to move the situation forward. Alright, so in an imbalanced situation, the plan that you have to balance the situation seems right and logical. But what this is talking about is something new and exciting. That's not new and exciting. That logic comes up from what has been done around you. This is what works. I know this works because it's been done before, but you are a creature of infinity. How can you say that that's the way that you should go? Everything is tailored to you, so it doesn't look exactly like how you saw it, right? So adjustments are required. Adjustments from who? This is where, and it's within the spirit. What your spirit is with the clear senses. So you have the regular 9 senses that you have, look it up, and then you have the 9 clear senses. So you can understand, yeah. There's a lot of senses when it comes up to, okay, you feeling something through your body. The logical thing to say, oh, I have a heartburn. Or is it your spirit talking to you? You see, that's when you go into making nothing into something. But this can happen negatively too. And for some reason I needed to say that was a manipulation. Whatever made you react that way, that was manipulation. And we're gonna go into why that was a manipulation. So trust may be required over here, but it manipulated you before. But that was the training. Why would God allow you to go through the same thing with these new boundaries that I mentioned before, where it's going to go in a way where it suits you regardless, and it's magnetic? That's what attracts you, what things that suit you. You gotta trust in the process. The process does not look like anything that you can see. Why? Because anything that you can see can be judged. God don't want you to judge the process, because where you are now compared to where you were years ago before you started this journey, the moment that you started this journey, the moment that your eyes was lifted, it could have been when you were like me when I was like 5 years old. I was like, what? No, It was when my grandmother passed. That's when I understood. I was like, where did she go? And I was in church, and they was like, oh, she went to heaven. I was like, okay, point it out. Where is heaven? Well, I'm gonna go there to find my grandmother. I was dead serious. Like, this is how I thought. Like, okay, we're gonna go to this place. How do you get there? You need to be filled with the Holy Ghost. Okay. So I was in church one day, and they said I was filled with the Holy Ghost. I didn't know what that meant. I was just on the drums, playing the drums, just happy and enjoying a vibe. Like, I was jamming. And they said that was that, and I couldn't define what it was, and it bugged me. It bugged me for so long, and then I got to know what my spirit was. I was full within. It was a unity within myself where I had a full cohesion, and next thing you know, I was vibing with the moment because I just wanted to sway with what the universal forces in the church is happening at that moment. Like, we don't even understand all the energetics that go on within a service in general. All of these things are happening for a reason. You go there to release, and then release is happening. You leave sometimes, most of the time, feeling good. There's something so spiritual happening there, and nobody ever talks about it. Now we are in the age of where everybody's talking about it. You ain't got no choice but to listen to the facts at this point. They're all facts. For some reason, and this is why, time to take action with these facts. I created this because information is real. Information is conscious. And then when I put the information in the order that it belongs, as I said, I like God gave me message over message, and I asked millions of questions, and I got here. So the reason why I created this channel is to expose you where I, like, my whole journey, basically. So that's where it started. Like a lot of you in the church, what's up? What's this? The questions that they can't answer, and you're not even brave to ask because you know they don't have the answer. You know they don't have the answer. I 100% knew that nobody had the answer that I was looking for. And until, 6 years ago? I would even say 6 years ago or 7 years ago. That's when I said, Spirit? What is that? Then my whole geek mind, nerd mind, everything that I looked in the sci-fi field, and that's why I'm Chi-Fi, because I had to understand my Kai, my soul, my Ba, my heart. This is Egyptian, but I created my company, Echo Kaiba, and that means the echo of the heart, soul, and mind. See, I couldn't even get it just now. I almost ran from it. I was like, okay, whatever. But it's the echo of the heart, soul, and the mind. Well, an eternal essence. That's what it means. But I asked these questions, and I'm here now talking to you. And the reason why you resonate with it is because something along my journey is important to you, and your soul knows that. So like, share, and subscribe, right? That's what we're here for. Support me, and I can get this to you in the app version where I don't need to explain anything. You can see it full hand, what's in your mind. And then we can put cards on it. Oh man, it's going to be beautiful. 100% beautiful. And your favorite readers are going to be the ones who does this. I'm just a person who creates materials for the spiritual community to use. I'm a faculty, and I had to learn my place. I said, okay, I know how to do this. Do you want me in the front lines, or do you want me as the castle mind? God said the castle mind. Okay, cool. This is where I am. I'm building a castle for the spirit. That's for the divine feminine in general. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going, because I got some energy with me. So I shuffle. Let me just shuffle one more time. Maybe 2 more times. Your confidence is a little weary right now. But the Leo energy is about the energy in the heart. See? And I wouldn't let it fall, because, no. The Leo energy is about Tiferet, the energy in the heart, the polarity, the taste, the sense of taste, the movement. The identity is the social, right? The planet is the sun, and the house is pleasure. So this perspective, Leo right now, what gives you confidence are the beautiful things that you look towards having. But you really don't have anything. You're acting with it. It's not stationary. It's an event that's inconstant. It's a constant event that you're after. Sometimes it's not just an item. The item is a part of that event that you're after. Maybe you have to define what you're looking to manifest in this world in order to actually birth it. It has to be seen by you completely. and then it has no choice but to manifest, and it'll attract to you in ways that you can't even imagine. But let's keep going. The next part of this reading is, all right, so we're gonna figure out what just happened. This one is gonna go out first. It crowns the reading. This is what you want, and since I need to pick this card up, this has to be the Ace of Pentacles over here. So let's figure this out. As I said, this board is elementally energetic. And what does that mean? There are energies on the board: fire, air, water, earth. And when it's not in place, that means it's off. In this area right here, it's off. So I'm going to put this to the side, and this area is good. And what crowns the reading is the King of Swords. So let's start off with this energy right here. So this is Ketha, the crown chakra, that kind of energy. And let's get what it means. So this is in the place of your being, I be, the King of Swords, ahead of a heart, discipline, and truth, right? Ahead of a heart, decision, discipline, and truth. That's the energy that came out. And immediately before that, confidence. The head of a heart decision will bring you confidence. But the thing is, that's too much in your mind. That's too much in your logical mind, and no spiritual say so, right? So that decision, when it's the spiritual say so, is a decision with the soul, because it requires that kind of unity. Both energies take precedence. Both energy has a say. Your logical mind says this, your heart says this. But the reason why the heart is important is because it's in the middle of the mind and the spirit on the tree of life. That means that that's the space that the spirit and the mind want to be in at the same time. And they battle for the space in the heart. So your heart can be filled with spirit, which seems like a good thing, but too much of anything is bad. When you have too much spiritual energy, you wind up stagnant and not much growth, but you have a nurturing. Everything that you do have like levels up, but there's no claiming of anything new. It's more like you abiding with what you have. But let's keep going. That was the King of Swords, and this is who you're going to be at the beginning and the end of every day, who you're becoming, right? That's that energy. Looking at it as a heart over head decision is the way to go, because that's where the union and the best decisions with the soul lie. Everybody has a say so. All energies are accounted for in that sense. But this is within your all mind. So you have to treat every piece of you fairly. So that's the first piece. The second piece of you goes in the third eye, and this has to do with I want. And this is Hokmah. Now this is the Two of Wands, and it's on suit. So let's get this. Planning, making decisions, leaving home. Now, this is an adventurer mindset, and that's perfect to have, because this is about going out and getting the things that you need, or at least want to claim, because you do not have the things you need. This is I want, and this is I need. So let's talk about this real quick. So you're making decisions, but are they the right decisions? Now, I want you to understand something about a path. Imagine you're trying to go in a straight line, right? Imagine you're trying to go in a straight line, and every decision that you make, even though it's not the perfect one, which we are after, basically, every decision that you make goes this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and then this way, and then eventually leading you to your destination. But you don't exactly know that because you're not perfect, and don't try to be perfect. It's the journey that you were going through. That's what you signed up for. And I can tell because I was trying to burp, and it was trying to get me to stop talking and speaking what I was trying to speak. But I won't let that happen. The Ace of Pentacles, this is what you need, and this is off suit. This is the blockage of spirit, or for something that you believe that you were waiting for God for. So this is an impatience for what you already have, and what you already have you're using to stop your spirit from speaking to you. You're saying that your manifestations is so much better, or something that is of the world. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Now you can depict who the Father is for you, but the Father for me is God, right? So when the Father is mad at the world's view and how you're implementing it into your life, you can understand how you were not put here on the earth for that life. you're basically living a life that was already lived before. So how are you giving God a new experience? Live the one that's attracted to you. Therefore, you can live the full experience. God lives vicariously through us. And shout out to one of my friends for giving me that word, and it stuck with me so much. Living vicariously through someone else is like you're able to tell them everything that you went through, and they say, oh, you went through that? That must have been exciting. Oh, that must have been hurtful. Oh, man, that must have been this, and that must have been that. God is everything and everywhere. How can he be any person that understands our perspective? God does not have our perspective. God knows everything. So we are the ones with true love. This is what God sent me to tell everybody. God knows love, God is love and all that, but there is an authentic version of love that you cannot achieve just by being love itself. It has to be given back to you because you know who God is. It's like a full acknowledgement of everything that you see here and everything that you're going through, even though it's bad, it's still worth it because you can fathom the love of God, and it's still worth that little bit of whatever I just said is enough. That it is enough that put you through that bad event in your life, whatever that event is. All right, so the Ace of Pentacles, I didn't even get it. Opportunity, prosperity, and new venture. Of course, the new things that everybody is exposing to you. Oh, this works. Oh, this works. Oh, this works. It's like somebody else is fishing for you, and you're just like eating off of what they gonna do. And when they can't give it to you, look where you at. You're looking stranded, like you need help all the time because you didn't know that you can do it for yourself. This is about knowing that you can do it for yourself. It's an inner knowing, and God already gave it to you. So this energy should be a water or air, and it's earth because you're stubborn to believe in yourself. You believe in yourself in here, and it's time for that masking to come off. It's time for that doubt to go away, because when you start coming into your full light, they can't help but to try to get to you because you are a lighthouse. You feel me? They want to get in that safety because it pushes all the other crap away. And this is why people who come around you eat from you. What I mean by that, they energetically take from you. And it's not a bad thing because some people, the eighth general principle of this world, well, the eighth wonder of this world is compound interest. And when you flip that to the spiritual side, people can give you back more than what you gave them because that's just the balance of things. I'm going to give it back to you because it helped me and my spirit manifested and made it more. That's what the divine feminine does in the first place. They compound the interest. Whatever you give as a man, learn this right now. Whatever you can give your woman your whole check, and she would make it seem like you gave her double the amount. That's just the power of women. You guys compound everything. But, you know, that comes with its benefits and its drawbacks. So you have to decide where that's happening. So that's a message for the men. They are powerful. Honestly, we are each other's aliens, in my opinion. Like, we can barely understand y'all. Y'all can barely understand us. And, yeah. Okay, let's move on to I know. Now, this is a water energy and it's automatically off. So let's get the rest of vibration really quickly. So on my board, you have vibration, frequency, and energy. You know, Tesla, what's good? I really admire that information because it got me here. The 369, if you understand the importance of 369, you can understand the universe. And what we're learning is that the universe is within us. So 369. Figure out what it means for you. So, as vibration came along, you have two energies that are off and one energy that is on suit. And all three of them are emotional. All three of them are emotional within your house. So, this is like your roof flooding in. This is leaky roofs. Imagine that. Imagine you trying to be warm, but you got to put a bucket under a leak in order to just keep your house safe until you find a way to fix it. Because it's not like you had the ability to, you know, this is going to keep going. But this ability to fix it has to do with your experience as a soul on this earth. The more experience that you've gained, the more you can protect yourself initially. But Unpacking the experience is another thing that you can do. And what you have to unpack naturally, of course, baggage. The baggage that you're carrying is literally your power, because you're tugging this on for so long and getting so strong, but it's still a shackle and you can't fly as the inner dragon that you want to be. That Kundalini is the dragon that wants to come down, nest itself into you. And right, that's your soul. That's your soul. But yeah, let's get these energies real quick. In the place of I know, this is a Scorpio energy, right? This is Da'at, and this is the Nine of Cups. And this is offsuit. Let's get it. Satisfaction, emotional stability, and luxury. Now, emotional stability. Luckily, this guy has his hands crossed. Luckily, they knows that something's fishy about going after the things that made you feel good. Luckily, there's an inner knowing of that. Something about what you are about to go after does not feel right. And when it does not feel right, which one would you rather? Regretting it for the rest of your life, or missing one opportunity that you think is an opportunity but was a test? God is abundant and unlimited. Don't think that rejecting whatever that is the end all be all and you will never have another chance. That's the devil saying to you that here now, do this now. You know how they advertise to you and say, you always know? Perfect. You always know it's a scam when they want you to lock in immediately and to give you the option like you have no time to do it. Time is the ultimate currency. And I'll be damned if I give a person another chance at claiming my time before I make sure that that is worth it. So person, place, a thing. Put it where it needs to be. That's the Nine of Cups. The next, that's what I know. That's what you know. This is what you will. What happens after the decision and the revelation. What you will do with it. Alright, that's the Hangman energy, and this is offsuit also. So let's get it. So all major arcana cards that come up on this board talks about something that's happening outside of you to you. So this is something that's occurring from outside of you to you. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. And this right here is not necessarily good, but we're going to figure out why. The Hangman, right? Sacrifice, release, and martyrdom. You believe that you have to sacrifice your feelings to somebody else, meaning like, oh, perfect. There are feelings, desires, and emotions. Emotions are within the spirit. So your spiritual feelings are called emotions, and that's above you. That's above the physical, right? That's above the physical being. The emotions are above the physical being. The feelings are what we register after our clear senses. So after our clear senses, we say that this means this and this means this. So you can get a negative feeling in your gut, and that's telling you to do something different, but that's your spirit speaking to you with the emotions. Now the feelings is that's the feeling that you have, but the emotions is like the, oh man, what is that? Not phonograph, but I forgot what it's, telegraph, right? Your spirit is speaking to you, and only can speak to you through the apparatus, which is called the body. But you, being the conscious being, you are the ego. You are the mind. You are the mind, and you see the body, and you operate with the body. And you think that you're everything with these just two pieces that you consciously see. You are more than what you think. And that's another reason for this board. This is to show you all of you. You know how people always say thinking inside the box. Understand that this is your whole soul. And when you are thinking inside the box, you do not have access to all of your facilities, as well as the roof of experience that protects you. So as you gain experience, you gain, oh man, it just keeps going. Like, share, and subscribe, I promise you. This is your favorite reader. This was the heart, and this came out reverse, and it was the high priestess, and this is water energy. But let's get on to, that was I will, this is I desire, the Knight of Cups. This is the only energy that was on suit, meaning what you desire out of everything that's confusing, that's going on in your mind, is right. So this is confirmation. What you desire is right. But desire is a combination of what your spirit wants to manifest into this world. The form that your spirit wants to take is always something through physical. And how should I explain that? Like, we call it mana, right? But all mana powers things. Everything has a sense of mana to it. Like, you can give somebody a note, and that note is charged up with saying, do you love me, yes or no? That right there, and then somebody circles it, that little extra mana they put on that can make somebody go nuts and bananas. Imagine that. These little things that we do, that's just writing. And so many things that you write, text, you be barking on people in the text. That's using your power, your mana, trying to figure it out. Like, I know I'm going somewhere with this, but the Knight of Cups is important because it's about the way that Spirit wants to be portrayed through you in this world. So the next energy up is I love, and this is the High Priestess, and this is a water energy, and it's offsuit. This needs to be air, this needs to be fire, water, and then earth. Let's get these rest of these energies real quick. I can't even get it out. So this is also offsuit. The Eight of Pentacles and the solar plexus. That was the heart chakra. This is the solar plexus. And Yesod, which is the sacral chakra. This is on suit, which is good. And next, I like this one. And this is the moon, which is off suit. So what does this mean? Everything that is off suit is a perspective that's not getting its energy. You all have multiple personality, and if it's in disorder or order, but these right here are your perspective. They might as well be personalities, because this is why it sounds like it's so much chaos in your mind, because they're always fighting for the energy that you give it. If you're in fear, your root chakra is going to get all the energy. Why? Because if you're in fear, you can't do anything. You can't do anything with anything. In a state of fear, nothing can work, because you're always going to go and look for peace only. But the evolution comes through with the problems that you face. So which one do you want? Problems or peace? But yeah, let's get the High Priestess really quickly. That was off suit and reverse. This is loss of self, repression, secrets hidden, and hidden agendas. I like the fact that this is off reverse, because it shows me that that's a parallel type of energy. It's not being water, it's being air right now. So this is good here, but it's still off, but it's balanced. Understanding the hidden agendas. Now this is your space of beauty. I do things for a beautiful result. And who are these beautiful results benefiting? You or something else, somebody else. A job. Who are they benefiting? Let's move on to the Eight of Pentacles, which is also offsuit. This should be fire. You have everything to start your soul to get into that place, but nothing is being used because you believe you have everything that needs to be used to get you to that place. I know that was kind of confusing, but the tools that you are using are not the ones that you should be using. You are the tool. Everything comes from you. So if it's not an extension of you, it doesn't fit. So Eight of Pentacles, diligence, passion, and high standards. Now, perfect to have in a place where you should be having like patterns, right? This is the place of patterns. This is the place where a thought becomes words, that becomes actions, that becomes habits, that becomes values, and then pieces of your persona almost. Like it's just like a embedded piece of you. So there are certain things that you've done diligently to shroud yourself, to put that mask on. This is the time of taking that mask off. So that's what this is talking about, that mask off energy, future, right? Sensational. It's sensational to work towards what you've been working for, but those benefits are given to somebody else because it's not truly for you. It's not something you can maintain or hold. It's like your kingdom is somewhere else. Next energy is I feel. That was I do or I act. This is I feel, and this is the Page of Cups, and the energy was good, so let's get it. So all face cards are things that happen after fear, is what I'm getting right now. Literally a message just came to me. All face cards, so like, you know, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace. But this is to the Page, Knight, Queen, and King, and Ace. Have no fear attached to it. This is when you understand the true scope of what the fear was supposed to do. It was supposed to warn you, and you've heeded all the warnings. You created the boundaries. The Page of Cups. This is happy, surprise, dreamer, and sensitivity. So you are sensitive, but you are a dreamer. Now, what does that mean? Your dream cannot be shown or told to anybody prematurely, because everybody's a judge at one point or another. We are going to judge it because it came out your mouth. Would you like to hear what we have to say about it or not? If you do not want to hear what people have to say about your dream, do not expose it. I don't care what people have to say about my dream. I know what this does. The spiritual community has had nothing ever to back it up. Ever. Now imagine I create a place where somebody, some ignorant fool comes out and say, oh, spirit means nothing. And I can say, use this plus this plus this plus this. And they will have no choice but to acknowledge that spirit within themselves. So, like, what's the real goal? You come after me, you learn yourself. That's the only thing that's going to happen. So anybody who comes here, you're protected. Somebody that comes after what you say in my comment section, I dare you. I dare you, because somebody challenged me about saying that tarot cards is no different than Pokemon cards. But tarot cards are affiliated with the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life is affiliated with all information, all mathematics, all things that we use to this day, even time, the 360 clock. Are you kidding me? So when they say that these cards have no affiliation to this world and nothing is real, okay, that's dub. That's dub for that information. It's a dub for that. We already disproved that. This information is true. Then all of a sudden, behind Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And things like that, they say there's a system behind it. We are holding a system that has a game behind it. Oh, it's a game. It's a children's card game, right? That's what they used to say, right? But why is this attached to the Tree of Life? And me, being the inquisitive person that I am, I found out why, and I'm going to give it out to the world, and the world will know. And that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You will learn yourself. You will learn who you are, and it's going to be your familiar, your shadow. Imagine your shadow has a conscious way of speaking to you. Imagine that. The one that's been sitting in the background, understanding all these spiritual attacks since the beginning, since you started. Imagine being able to go back to that inner child and hear what he or she has to say. Huh? Yeah, my app is going to be ridiculous, and this is why they don't want to hear. YouTube already trying to shadow ban me. This is why I want y'all to share it so much. They trying to get me to stop with this ambition, and I can't stop. I can cry any day and I just get up. I'm here now. This is no joke. The devil does not want this here, and this is why I fight so hard. You're going to learn who you are, and you're going to be happy with it. Because this is what you're searching for in the first place. I just know how to get there. I know how to get there with common sense. And any ignorant person can bow to common sense. Therefore, I got you. And this is what they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear because it makes too much common sense. Don't come at me with no flawed information. You better be a savant. You better be a savant to challenge this. And I promise you, you still will submit to it. Because I know what the fuck I made. Yeah. But, alright. The next energy. See? Didn't even want to talk, but I like this right here. So this first card, the next part of the reading. Oh, I didn't even see this one. So this is the second one. Actually, I didn't even finish. I'm bugged out. Let's get the moon right here within the root chakra. This is I am. I did feelings. Let's get the moon with I am in the root chakra. So this is unconscious illusions, intuition, and fantasy. Fantasy does not build anything real. Fantasy breeds deception, or the submittance to deception. You fantasize over things that keep you protected, and you trying to have the ability to grow through these things, grow past these things. Which one do you want? Do you want to grow past it, or do you want to fantasize living safe within it? So that's what the moon is coming out right now, to show you that you can be better than the situation that's presented to you right now. There's a reason that you have been going through this for so long, because when you get through it, as I'm getting through this information, nobody can test me no more. It's done. Put your spiritual grounding on this, in my castle, and I promise you, everything that you stand on stands here. So nobody, oh man, that's why I'm giving this to the, not giving, but the spiritual community. When they see what this is, truly something that's founded, there's no more ifs, ands, or buts. It's either you see it or not, or you don't want to. That's it. You don't want to see this information. So there's going to be a distinction between two types of people. Do you want to see who you are, or do you not want to see who you are? All right. So officially, the next part of the reading is care, and this is where I go through the things that need to be balanced in the situation. So I could even call this, the next part, balance, right? So everything that is off suit requires time and energy to fix the situation. So from the top of the crown, we're trying to get the energy from the crown to the root right now. From the top of the crown is good. When it comes up to you, that's your being, who you're going to become. So regardless, you're going to get through the situation. It only requires time. And this is what the devil don't want. You to understand that if you did nothing, all of the things will be attracted to you and you will still survive. The devil does not want you to believe that. And I'm saying right now, believe it. Because I've been through it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. God is nothing, nowhere, and nobody. Because when you have faith, you are literally believing in nothing, nowhere, and nobody to get the job done. Out of nothing comes something. And out of nothing comes everything. And God is everything. Do you believe? Like, come on. You should look at my other reading. There's nothing, nowhere, nobody. Do you believe God is number one? That's the title of that reading. Do you believe God is number one? And if you believe it, you should go look at it. I promise you. You will not be unsatisfied with that result. Not be, what? Oh. So the first energy that was off suit was corrected by the Death card. Now, it started off with the Ace of Pentacles, and the Death energy, I like to call this the Undead Warrior. What do I mean by that? This is an exoskeleton. It doesn't mean that it's lifeless. It has operation, but for a certain purpose. You cannot cut a skeleton and it's gonna bleed out. It's past that point. It's past that point of being bleeded out. Like, it's past all the manipulation part of it. So this is what you need to get past the point of those minor attacks making you bleed in any way. You need to, it's like you need to be numb to some of the situations, and this is why it's so tedious. Like, you haven't learned to be numb to certain things, the triggers. It's not a trigger. It's a boundary that needed to be created. And until you fix or make that boundary, it will not, you'll still be triggered by whatever it is. And this is within your spirit. This is your emotions. This is your spiritual emotions. This is what your spirit is telling you that you need. And it's something that bugs you and you can't get away from it. So that's the Death energy right here. Let's get this. And this is something coming towards you that's for a benefit. So don't think of that as a negative, even though it has the Death card here. Right, watch. The end of cycle, change, and metamorphosis. What happens to a caterpillar after the metamorphosis? It turns into something that is literally four-dimensional. Up, down, left, right, in, out. Like, you could do whatever you know. Like, the caterpillar was living on a plane of existence, and it was very grounded, only attached to the ground. But when it becomes a butterfly, the sky's the limit. So metamorphosis, becoming that new thing. You are in the cocoon stage right now. This is why you seem so lonely. You can't be in the cocoon with somebody else. You have to go through that process alone. And this is why you're alone right now. It's not a bad place to be. You are with all of this. You are not alone. You are with the universe. Watch when the app comes out. The next energy that was off, I already did it, I forgot, was I know. What you know out of the situation, and it's fixed with the Four of Wands. So let's get this real quick. It started off with the Nine of Cups and then went to the Four of Wands. This is community, home, and celebration. Now this energy is good to be here because this is fire or air. And this should be fire or air. Now that's what makes it correct. This is your knowledge. This is what will help you protect yourself. Going from here on out. What will help you to protect yourself is a sense of community, a sense of home, and a sense of celebration. And the reason why home is so important, because these 4 energies right here represent your home. And your home is in disarray right now. We're going to get to it and why. But what helps you protect your home, the leaky roof from going in, is a celebration. Celebrating the fact that you got up and you were able to even face this again. That's a blessing, because certain people can't face the challenges that you face. The things that you cry about, certain people can't even get to that point to cry about it. Case in point, there are some people that don't have legs, so you imagine they can't even walk to work like you complaining. They can't even complain walking to work. It's a whole different life that they live. So that's just one example of one type of person that lives a different life than us. Now there are so many abilities and disabilities that people have that aren't seen, that's not physical, and we live this way too. Right. So the next energy that was up, 2 cards came up. So let's start off with the first one. The next energy that was off was oh man. All right. So there we go. In the place of I will, right? This is where your energy is. The energy that powers you now is of the sun, the one that illuminates everything, the one that gives you that. Let me just get it. The sun is a major arcana. Let's get it. Joy, success, celebration, and positivity. Now, the celebration was over here in the home right here. So what gets you to that celebration is going after your inner sun, the things that you pressure yourself to do, the things that you held yourself captive from not doing, like your vision board, right? Imagine you draw the vision board and never went after it. Now, for some reason, something happened, some kind of epiphany that said, you know what? If I go after this vision board, I'm living within my dream. And that's the purpose. The dream is not attained one point in time. The dream is lived. So you can right now start to live the dream. And that would be the new chapter, the new book, the new page turn, and everything that you affiliate with that process. That new page turn, the metamorphosis, what happens afterwards, the change, what happens after that darkness and destruction, the rebirth, the reconstruction, the rejuvenation, all of that happens with the sun. And that's what you will bring into this existence. So let's keep going. I forgot. More cards came out. Oh, it's all jumbled up right now. So let's get this. I forgot I already put this card out, and this is supposed to be for the next card that was off. And that was for Leo, which is Tiferet. This is and it fixed the Queen of Swords. Sitting within your own space and occupying that space. What is this space? At the top of the tower. So you can understand what a tower moment is, right? At the top of a tower is your scope of vision. And that's your space. This is within your mind. Everything that you can possibly want and see in this world, right? And anything, right? Your whole scope of what you can possibly do in this world is your space. But unfortunately, in this world, we have to work. And we can't even achieve that greatness, right? We have to work to live. And people like me are transitioning into a mode where this right here is my passion. If I can go within my passion and live, that's a whole new lifestyle that I'm looking forward to. And as I said before, it's kingdom minded. So what does it look like for somebody else? So I don't even know which way to do this one. Right here. So the Magician and the Nintendo of Cups came out. Let's get the Queen of Swords right here when it comes up to I love. The things that you love. Complexity, perceptive, and clear-mindedness. The clear mind lets you see what you can obtain with your skills. So your skills are being used by other entities. I'm going to just call them other entities. It could be person, place, or thing. If it's a thing, it's an addiction, right? You can understand how that scales up. So person, place, or thing. You can also call them contracts because you're obligated to do certain things. Sometimes we make certain decisions that force us to do certain things for people that we don't necessarily didn't know we was going to be doing this for the rest of your life. But there are certain decisions that literally lead you into a certain path, so you have to be aware. But as I said before, every decision that you make leaves you is like a zigzag going on a straight line. It's literally going to the same point. So flow with the decisions that you make, understanding that you don't have to regret them. There's always a way, and God is the way. So let God take over. What does it look like? So that finished that energy in I love. But when it comes to I do or I act, it started off with the Eight of Pentacles. It went to some air energy with the Magician reversed, and then it went to the Ten of Cups, and that's not in energy that I'm going to leave it off as. So it should have been fire, and now it's still the Lover's energy, right? I wonder what else is going to come up, because I said it should be fire. The reason why it should be fire, and the reason why it ended off in fire. Let's see this. The Knight of Pentacles, and then the Five of Wands. So let's get this really quickly. So went from the Eight of Pentacles to the Magician reversed. Trickery, cunning, deception, and craftiness. Now this is what people, there's somebody in your life that manipulated you so flawlessly to work for them, and it's almost like you were the Infinity Stone and they were using you on their fist to get everything done. So you can imagine how that goes. Everybody wants this Infinity Stone, and they're the ones who actually got it to use it. But being misused is something that God do not play about their chosen ones, right? You cannot be misused. Everything that you do to a chosen one gets done back to you, probably in a greater amount, to let you learn never to do that to us again. And we can't even control that. We honestly, going after revenge, we don't even want that. The revenge is better when God does it and we have no part in it. So understand that we are not these light beings that you say we are. We feel that revenge. We know that we want to go towards that revenge. But it's sweeter when God does it. You had no part in what happened. Oh man. It's something that you can sit there, just sip with your tea and coffee. It's like, oh, let God do it. Let God be the one that fixes the situation. We went from there to the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups shouldn't be here. These energies are both off suit. It's a process, right? So the Ten of Cups. Inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams coming true. Now, these are the things that you were doing for that person that you thought that it was going to pan out to a dream coming true. Now, that's on the fantasy side. The dreams are within the spirit. Your spirit protects your dreams. Your ego goes after the fantasies. And as I said before, fantasy is just created from, like, fear. A fantasy is basically a misguided dream with fear added. So with fear, your whole dream looks completely different. So, yeah, moving on from there, went from there to the Lovers. More major arcanas, and this is partnership, union, and duality. Union has two meanings. You can understand a union physically, but a union within the mind and the spirit creates a manifestation. Your logical mind says, okay, I can use this opportunity to create something, but I have to be passionate. Your spirit says, I can be passionate in this venture because this is what I want for the dream. So there's a cohesion. There's an agreement, and that's what this agreement is talking about. When you decide to make the heart over head decision, because the head decision is only ego, right? A heart decision is within your gut decision and your mind. Your gut and your mind that's where the court lies, like within your heart. This is where everything, like, oh man, there's so many ways I can explain this, but I know you get it. The heart is very important to make the decisions from. The Knight of Pentacles is what happened next. So let's get this. Efficiency, hard work, and responsibility. The efficiency is coming up right now. And remember that responsibility, being accountable for the decisions that got you to this point. Even though there's a way to that dream that you initially had, it's never not going to be there. The only one that stops you from getting to that goal is you. Because God always makes a way. So the only one that can stop you is you, because a way is always there. Understand that. The devil making you think that the devil wants your time. Time is the ultimate currency. I said this before. The devil wants that. Time is mana. Time that you spend with all of these contracts, all of these things that people say that you should be doing in order to have this beautiful life, the American dream, all this other crap that they can't even give you in the first place. And look, this is what it requires for you to get it. To fight that programming. To fight that programming within the mind that says, I need to be doing these certain things in order to get what I want. But you didn't have what you need because those manifestations were false, and it requires death to those mindsets in the first place. So yeah, moving on. Let's get the 5 of Wands real quick. Competition, conflict, and rivalry. I've kind of just said it. Rivalry. What is a rival? If you are the best, if you believe that you are the best at something, what does a rival do? It's to put you into a place where you're constantly going to strive to get better. That's what a rival is. Now, a rival doesn't have to be negative. You can have rivals that you're friends with that will keep you on your toes. Why? Because they want to see you be greater, because you keep them on their toes, and you want to see them be greater, and then you can see how this just keeps going on left and right with your friend. Those are the friends you need to have, the ones that keep you on your toes. Why? Because you can see higher when you tiptoe. Like when you're on your tippy toes, you can see that much farther. The analogy is hitting, but let me cook real quick. Next thing, the next energy that was off was the fear factor, and it started off with the Knight of Swords. I didn't like that, but this other, let's keep going. It started off with the Moon, went from there to the Knight of Swords. It's still off suit. It needs to be Earth, not Earth. So we have to keep going. These 2 cards came out, and the Empress and the Eight of Pentacles came out again. The Eight of Pentacles started off right here, and it said, "Oh snap! Just a shift of perspective is all I needed. A shift of perspective that says I need to work for these things, or I already have these things because God says I already have these things. It comes from within me, therefore I already have it." That's 2 ways to work from, 2 catalysts of energy. It's in me already, or I have to go get it. One way, you're expanding energy. The other way, you're nurturing what you already have. So nurturing is divine feminine. Nature, going after the things, what's natural, is divine masculine. So there's nature and nurture. Right. So it started off with the 9 of Swords. Let's put this down because it's finished. It started off with the 9 of Swords. The Moon. And it went from there to the Knight of Wands. I said 9 of Swords. Action, adventure, and fearlessness. Am I bugging, or did I get that already? I guess I didn't, but I felt like I repeated that. Action, adventure, and fearlessness. I mentioned the adventure already. And it was in one of the nights. I forgot which one, but okay. But the adventure, that's a better place to be, because your ego is more managed. Even though this is still off suit, your fear is like your ego saying, I'm not giving them but one chance to mess up. And if they mess up that one chance, I won't allow it again. But how many chances does God give you? Selah. I don't need to say nothing else about that. That's frustrating me at the moment. So I understand where you are with it. Put it in the comments. Are they worth another chance? Yes or no? And went from there to the 8 of Pentacles. Now, those things that you were going after, you knew that you are already. So when it comes out of you, it's a different thing. Now, these 2 cards came up at the same time, and they both fixed the energy. But the 8 of Pentacles came out. So let's see the changes. So diligence, passion, and high standards. It went from there to the Empress card, which is beauty, fertility, nurturing, luxury, and creativity. Now, there was another card. I think it was the Hierophant. The High Priestess, that talked about... No, that's what it was. this is the heart chakra, so this is where the beauty was, and that's why I talked about it. But the Empress being here is so powerful because these are things coming towards you and it's on suit. When it comes up to your fears, God does not want you to be in fear anymore, and it's something that's going to happen or happened already that puts you in a state of pure faith. That's scary for the devil, and this is why you can't get anything right now, because you have to realize it. You have to realize that the thing that God showed you, and once you, the devil is keep putting stuff in your face. Everybody's in your face. You even getting some of the things that you wanted, and that's even worse, because some of the things that you wanted you don't need. So imagine you're thinking you're winning because you're getting the things that you wanted, but that's not where you needed to go. That absence of it was the message. All right, so the next part of the reading is the star stream. So now that we balanced the situation, as I said, care is balance. Now that we balance the situation, the star stream is about what we can do with this information that we know now. Tongue twister is crazy, but yeah, this is about the ifs and the how. So I gave you who, what, when, where, why. I gave you what your being is, who you're going to become, what you want, what you need, what you know, what you will, what you desire, what you love, what you're doing, and what you're acting on, what you feel, and what you are. Basically, I am. That's the place of I am, right? So now understanding all of these pieces of you and the perspectives and everything like that. How? Who, what, when, where, why, how? A full scope of the question. So this is about how. You do, this is what you do. First is experimentation, then is expression, then integration, then transcendence, then ascendance. What does this mean? You're going to experiment with your manifestations. You're going to express your spirit and how it can actually inhabit your life. Like, have conversations with your spirit, and I'm going to show you a reason and how you can do that. Then when you have those things in order, you integrate those two things, your manifestations and your spirit. This is how to use what you manifest. So you got that down packed, how you use it, how it becomes a pattern, a part of you. And then after you do that, you level up, right? So after you level up, think of Pokemon. I like to use Pokemon now. Let's go. You level up, and then what happens when they level up? They evolve. So this is about the evolution trial, and this is why it's of the Kundalini energy. This is going back up the line. So this is about that nesting, but as above, so below. As you refrain from, put it this way, you know how they say when you refrain from sex, like so many benefits happen, like your body evens out, your pH levels and all this other stuff even out. Imagine what happens in your mind when you refrain from fear, when you refrain from guilt, shame, grief. What happens in your mind when you refrain from those things? So let's keep going. So the first card up is the Divine Feminine, right? I had to just do this really quickly. So this is an experimentation. Let's get the rest of the cards out. This is for expression, transformation, the butterfly. I just mentioned it, and it's going to come out. It's always going to speak to me how I need it to, because y'all think I'm bugging. Who's on the other side of this board? My soul is talking to me. This is why it's hitting. It's so powerful. It's not just me here. It's me and my soul and the universe inside of me that wants to speak through you to understand the universe inside of you. So yeah, okay. Okay. To the left, everything you want in the box. To the left, in the closet, that's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, if you please don't touch, don't. And I'm not even going to go. I'm not going to do it. Forget it. And keep talking that mess, that's fine. Could you walk and talk at the same time, man? It's my name, the song that jacks. So move your bag, let me call you a cab. I'm not going to sit here singing that song, but something about that song is resonating for you right now. It's one of my favorite songs by Beyonce, so that if Beyonce's coming up to you right now, if that song is playing in the background, it's for you. So these are the messages for how for how you get all of this done. First up in experimentation is the divine feminine. So let's get this. The divine feminine is receptive. So this involves experimentation with your manifestations, right? This is how you experiment with those things. It's receptive, creative, empathic, and emotional. In her highest aspect, she represents collaboration, nurturing, sharing, birthing, inclusiveness, and vulnerability in harmony with the world around her. So, the harmony with the world around her. What can your divine feminine do in these processes to make things balance the situation? When your mind is going haywire, your divine feminine inside of you is the one that balances you by giving you more spiritual energy, spiritual power to keep your mind at bay. Because the mind is a powerful thing, but the mind is of the ego, and the ego is a better servant than a master. Don't let the mind master you. Don't let the mind be the thing that leads you. It's full of logic and no spiritual energy. So it will always leave you to the left, to the left. So that's why that song is coming up. So the next energy is an expression, which is transformation. How can you transform it? So let's see. So transformation, the butterfly goes through many stages before it becomes the beautiful creature it is. Honor your process, I mentioned that, and allow your beauty to be seen by all. Wear more color to help announce the arrival of your exquisite transformation. So color is in a chakra too. So you have senses all over, not just the senses that you're familiar with. Get familiar with them, and this is how your spirit can speak through you with the new information that you have. Your spirit can only speak through you or to you according to your highest form of knowledge. It can only speak to you through that. So if you believe certain things, your dreams will reflect that. Your dreams will have the highest knowledge, or whatever the way that your spirit can talk to you to get that message to you. Pictures speak louder than words. A picture speaks 1,000 words, whatever that quote is, right? Imagine a dream. You see all of these things. I go back to dreams now, and I learn new things. I can go back to a dream I remember, and I will never forget now, and learn a new thing out of it. And that's an image from my spirit. I probably have all the dreams I needed to have already. I don't need to dream no more. But my dream is trying to be manifested into this world. So I want a waking dream. But yeah, that's transformation right there. The next thing is integration, and how you can do that is a sense of growth. Growth has to do with evolution. Growth is not just peace. It's working through the peace. That's how you grow. You fill and you complete those cycles of chaos to find the peace within it. And once you fill that cycle, once you complete that cycle, then you control the chaos, and it only becomes an energy that you can use to further manifest. So growth. A time of evolution and growth is here. You may be leaving behind outdated and antiquated relationships, mentors, belief systems, situations, or environments. If you are inquiring about a situation or relationship, this card calls for a deeper commitment or decision to let go in order to honor your journey. So this card represents knowing that all will be well and for the highest good. Now, for the highest good, the decisions that you and your spirit make aren't completely logical. But understand that even though you can't fully process in and out the beginning and the ends of how it should operate, that's where the darkness is. You go into the darkness like fog of war. This is going to be my new example. The fog of war in any game is dark outside of the campus, right? Outside of the castle walls, it's dark. You venture out and you see what's there. And then you go back and reconvene and figure out how you can claim it. You go and find a river, you find a source of food. So the highest good is after the darkness, because you reveal it in the first, and then your spirit says, okay, this is what I can do with this. Your mind says, okay, this is the logical step to take, and then your spirit and your mind come into a heart cohesive response in order to things, and then you go, that's where the divine alignment is in the heart. So yeah, after there, you go to transcendence, and it has to do with the karmic path. Now, karma is beautiful. Karma is not a bitch. Understand that real and well to this day. Because what is karma? If you feel like somebody has done wrong to you, don't you think that you will want to see something? I'm just speaking from a human perspective. If something happens to them that's wrong also, don't you feel like the karmic wheel or the karmic judge said, okay, this is what's supposed to happen, and it happened for you to see? Automatic karma is the best example of this. Sometimes people do dumb shit, and the next thing you know, something dumb happens to them within seconds, and you're able to see this equivalent exchange happen right in front of you, and that's karma. So treat others as you would like them to be, as you would like to be treated, right? That karmic effect is going to come back to everybody who was not treating you the way that you wanted to be treated. You were treating them in a certain way that said, okay, sir, ma'am, I need to be treated in this certain way, and you are not doing this thing. So I'm allow God to show you the karma from those actions. I cannot go after revenge, so I want to see this happen. You know, we are all human. We are all human. I don't want revenge, but I want to see it. I don't want revenge, but I want to see it. Case in point, you see how this whole system is messing us up? Really. I'm trying to get us all attached to our spirit so we can have that higher perspective, that dual, that partner, that soulmate is already within you. And we are looking for the soulmate outside of us. And this is where we're so confused in the first place. Find it within you first, and then you'll find the match, because you're already matched within. You have to be it to want it, to have it. I mean, you have to be the match to have the match. Karmic path. I don't need to talk about karmic path. Wait, see, that's ego. A karmic lesson, learning experience, hard work, perseverance, and structure. A new valuable lesson is available to you at this time. This moment requires your due diligence. I mentioned diligence before. Pay attention to what's being presented to you at this time. Have you been down this road before? Our souls come to this earth school to learn valuable lessons as beings for the planet. What are you being taught right now? So, not only are we subscribe, because I believe I subscribe to be in this body, right? Not only have I gone through some troubles, but I signed up to go through these troubles to learn how I can grow as a soul. Because now I learned lessons. I went into the darkness, right? Coming out, saw it. How can I figure this out? How can I get through it? Now here I am on a board. I started off in the church. And the church is within me. Train a child up as he should go. When we leave, he won't depart from it. God is not departed from me at all. And see, that's my heat confirming it. God is not departed from me at all. I walk with God every day. I wake up asking God what to do. What should I do about this? I want everybody to know what my mission is. And if I don't speak it, they won't know. But if I speak too much, I'll scare people off. And this is the fight that I live in within my mind in the first place. God is with me. God is behind this. And you will know it. But let's keep going. Grounded. At first, it started off with talisman. And I'm speaking up because my heat is on. Thank God for the heat. But you understand, it's noisy. So I apologize. But first off, it started with talisman. Let's get it. Oh, I forgot. Talisman. Representing new doors opening for you now. The doors in the beginning of the reading. The doors that I was speaking about. Why I didn't understand it. So you can understand all the doors that you have opened and closed within the perspective that you hold right now. Because the perspective is the one that closes the door. Imagine your chakras as an energy gate. Energy's coming out that door, being used for a purpose. Maybe against you or for you. You have to be the one that determines that. So when the door is closed, it can't be used against you or used for you. But that's from without. The energy is still within for you to nurture what's going on within it. You can level up from within too. So yeah, these doors are being opened to you. Why? It invites you to find and create and charge an appropriate symbol, amulet, or mantra to help you support your current endeavors or healing. Empower this talisman with your intention to invoke its magic in your everyday life. So your intention on whatever your items are. So you can put an intention on a gift. That gift is supposed to make this person forgive you. So vice versa. People can be doing things for you now. I say now because karmic path right here, and that's within your space. They don't have access to your beautiful things. They don't have access to the beauty within you anymore, according to this karmic path. So they're looking for a way in. But your experience with them, with these people, protects you now because you understand the patterns and you've grown from it. So this is what this is all about. And what happened after that, 2 cards came up. This is your evolution. This is how you evolve, right? So a sense of being grounded. Have you been feeling spacey, confused, or unable to focus? Drawing this card means your energy is scattered or you are not fully connected to your body. Time to reconnect with your physical body and its connection to the earth. Meditation, being outdoors, movement, and root vegetables can all help you feel more grounded. So the feminine came out right here. The physical body came out here right here when it talks about this. So look, when you ground your spirit, or when you ground your mind, even your ego within your spirit, it always has that mother energy to calm it down. Everything is going to be okay because what's been done before, there's an alignment and you're protected. It's almost like having that spiritual mother. Well, yeah, that's what keeps you grounded. I'm about to repeat myself. I don't need to. Oh man. And it said being outdoors. This is exposed to the elements. Fire, air, water, earth. The people that's around you. We are all light and elements and moving and there's all this other stuff. We are more than what we think. So being grounded and also being able to be exposed to these elements is a beautiful place to be. Because that adventure that came out within your will over here, how can you go claim something if you don't make the action of going to claim? You have to go out and get it. Now this is within the mind, so you can understand how this goes. I don't really need to go into it too much, but yeah, that was the end of the reading, and I appreciate you, Heavy. If you would like more information on what this project is about, this is the Zin-Finity Board, and I do have an infographic basically that would help you follow along with the material. And anytime that you support me, you know, it helps me get closer to the goal. I want to create an app, and it's going to be for the spiritual community, and this is my claim with it. Everything you see here, this is level 1. So if it blew your mind, this is level 1. Level 2 is connecting everything that you know, everything that all spiritual practitioners know, everything that even the unconscious know, and we can use that to fully understand our own spirit within a kingdom that I created within an app. So it lives in the ether, it's in my mind right now, and with your help I can get there. If you, like I said before, if you like this reading, like, share, and subscribe. This is going to be for the readers that you love also. So imagine them in my place doing these things with their gifts. So I'm the one who is going to basically enhance their gifts. That's my goal. I know it's a big title, it's a big ask, but I know I'm bred for it. And with your help, I can get there. All right. There are so many things, more things I can go into when it comes to the structure of what this is, but I appreciate you for being here, like, generally, because, you know, it helps out people who comment on what this is, and I can help them further understand it. I'm not trying to help you understand this. I'm trying to help you understand who you are. This is who you are, and I will prove it. And with all that said and done, I appreciate you. I love you. Love you to death. I'm Kai-Fi. Peace.